Hello, everyone. We are here in Dallas, Texas, at the corporate offices of Building Controls and Solutions. We're going to be meeting with the CEO of Building Controls, Eric Chernik. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. It's not often you get to do this. I think it's a blessing to be visiting different places, meeting with customers, talking to them, hearing their stories on how they're building their businesses. Come on in, let's go. I'm glad I have some water as well. Let me get some water. I'm really looking forward to this conversation with Eric. Come on, let's go.
We're a distribution company, business to business, selling to contractors, mostly mechanical contractors that are working on projects for commercial buildings. So if I think about, what type of work we do, building automation products that are helping keep buildings running efficiently and effectively, comfortably for their employees. So think about heating, air conditioning, think about lighting, think about security. How do you keep all those systems coordinated? We are a value-add distributor of those products for those customers. Contractors come to us that are working on projects in school districts and retail malls, government buildings, hospitals, and are trying to figure out how to connect all their building automation to be smart.
Just like this building right here.
Just like this building we're in right now, the comfort of this building as well as the efficiency of this building. And so we represent manufacturers like Honeywell or Johnson Controls or Siemens or Schneider, Belimo, product lines that contractors use and connect things.
So these are mechanical contractors?
These are mechanical or controls contractors for the most part, some electrical contractors too. And they buy products that are the smarts of the systems. So think about rooftop units on the tops of buildings. How do they go on and off? How do they modulate? Where do they send the flow of hot, heat, or cool? So there's a controller part of the products. And then there's the, products that are more flowing, air, valves and actuators or field devices that go hand in hand with controllers.
I was watching one of your interviews, Eric, and where you talked about, let's say I'm a contractor and I come to your place, right? I come to Building Controls and Solutions and tell them, hey, this is my problem and this is what I need solved. So obviously there needs to be some deep technical expertise where your team needs to advise me on what I need. Is that how it usually happens? So I come in, or do I already know what I want?
It's some of both. There certainly are customers of ours that are very technically savvy and they know exactly the products they need. And there are others that are trying to replace something that was put in 25 years ago and they're not sure what they need. Or they need to figure out what products go with other products. 20 and 30 years ago, a lot of buildings were built with very closed protocol kinds of equipment where certain equipment only talked to their same brother or sister equipment. Over the last decade or so, there's been more of the open protocol building automation systems where more different product lines can talk with other products. And so it's more the communicating of different product lines that's been opening up from a technical perspective. And so contractors are coming to us for some of that guidance and advice around which products work with other products.
And so this is mostly sold in bulk, right? So it's not like I'm just coming to furnish like a room, right? I'm furnishing the entire building or I'm automating the entire building. Is that how it works?
That's the answer for some projects. Some projects are building and speccing a project from the beginning. Some projects are retrofits, so they're retrofitting older technology. And then some projects are just service and maintenance, where they are buying onesie, twosie products. So it really depends on what the customer need is.
Yeah, so can you tell me about one project? What does one project typically look like, right? So maybe can you give me an example of what the project would look like?
So, one project could be replacing all of the controller lines. And so we would team up with a Honeywell or a Johnson Controls or a Distech Controls, and we would figure out what are the controller products needed. And then as they can change out the controllers, they are probably also changing out the field devices that then are, opening and closing, different parts of the airflow.
And this makes the building more efficient and saving energy.
So there is a energy management, side of the equation, and the efficiency side, and there's also a comfort side. If you think about, from an energy management and cost savings, do you need to heat every room in a building or in a campus? And then certainly from a comfort, what are you doing from an air flow perspective? Could be humidity, it could be air quality, there could be some sensors associated with the different heat and air conditioning aspects.
And what about automation, right? So do you guys deal with that as well in terms of office automation?
Yes.
Like smart buildings, right? So
smart buildings, so it's automating from, certainly in addition to the heating and air conditioning, security or access control, lighting, fire, gas detection. So we are automating what used to be in the old days very manual. And things are also evolving from a technology perspective from hardwired to Wi-Fi. And now some products getting even into more artificial intelligence and machine learning.
And how do you see that playing out, right? So especially with artificial intelligence and machine learning, how do you see that playing out in the building control space?
It's continuing. Some of our manufacturers are building that more into their technologies. Artificial intelligence, which is troubleshooting and problem solving. So from a customer, facing perspective, it's the troubleshooting to allow technicians to learn quicker, as well as the products to automate themselves in terms of solutions.
And do you have stores like this? I saw that you have 15 plus locations, right? All your locations are something similar to
We have about 25 locations across North America, 16 in the United States, 9 up in Canada. So we are, North American. We've grown. 5 years ago, we were in 3 locations. So we've grown quite a bit in the last 5 years.
That's amazing. And contractors just come in and they talk to your people?
So contractors, from a customer experience perspective, contractors do business in a few ways. Yeah. Sometimes they will call in advance and know what product they want, and our team here in the branch will have it waiting for them on the will call shelf. Other times they'll walk in with talking about their project and want to figure out what products go with what to figure out what do they need to purchase. Other times they come in through our e-commerce channel. And so they look at a big catalog of, 400,000 plus items and look to see, what they can self-select and then figure out, do they need more information, than what our web store can provide. So they can do business with any number of ways, emails and phone calls, walk-in or e-commerce channel.
Yeah, omni-channel as they call it.
Omni-channel, that's right. That's right. From a customer experience perspective, we want to do business with our customers the way they want to do business. Mm-hmm. And can we make their job easier to search, select, acquire a product? We inventory product here in our warehouse. You can see our showroom around here. We have a warehouse behind the wall there. And so they can come in here and know that we have some depth of inventory.
Can we look at the warehouse store? Right?
Sure. Every warehouse is a little bit different. Oh, yeah. It's usually where our bulk products are and, a little more stock than we have out in the showroom. But our showroom acts as a warehouse too, in a way. So more depth of product.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But our variety of product is, back in the showroom.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome.
And so in the business-to-business world, there's not a lot of sexy packaging, a lot of brown boxes, white boxes, but usually our local teams are bring our products to life a little bit. So you can see in some cases the orange product is brought out of the brown boxes.
Not like Apple packaging, but yeah.
No. But B2B, our customers are contractors. They're not,
sure, totally, yeah.
It's not a B2C world.
Sure, totally, yeah.
What we try to do in our showrooms is really showcase the product breadth that we have. Mm-hmm. Many customers they may buy 3 or 4 or 5 product categories from us and they don't realize we sell 12, 15, 20 different product categories. And so some of it's an awareness and education perspective for our customers that may do business in 5 different supply houses or distributors. And they could one-stop shop more if they knew we carried that product.
And how do you let customers know? Because that's a challenge a lot of distributors have, right? Or a lot of businesses have as well. But you keep educating them, or obviously when they come here, they see it.
Yeah, there's a few different ways. We have our marketing activities that happen and talk to the contractor community. We have an outside sales team that typically covers larger accounts, complex accounts, and goes to visit those customers. We have our inside encounter team that's here where we're standing, where customers do business. We also come in and talk to us. We also have a technical team that does a lot of training and certification classes and really helps with tech support. So three touch points that are physical, and then we have our e-commerce channel touch point. We have our marketing touch point. So many ways to kind of educate our customers as to what our value proposition is. Product, service, technical abilities, inventory. Those are our kind of value add services that we provide.
And do you package these here, or does it come pre-packaged?
It comes prepackaged.
Prepackaged.
We do build some panels. So we have a UL panel shop where we customize and configure panels for our customers. That's light assembly. But for the most part, our products are coming in from our manufacturers and we are reselling them. And our secret sauce is the technical advice and the project consultation, the solutions we're helping them create.
And obviously, I would assume that you would charge for that as well, or is that a value add where you don't?
It's a combination of the two. For the most part, it's value add, not charges, but it's just being in the relationship with Building Controls and Solutions, our company. We do have some projects that we serve as an extra arm and leg from a technical perspective, or even some of our certification classes that we teach that are 2-day, 3-day, 4 classes. We do charge for that.
Oh, it's interesting. So you run certification classes for the contractors?
We do.
So that they get better trained on the product and they can serve their customers better?
When I talk about training, it's all about helping our contractors do their job easier and better. It creates some loyalty, it creates some stickiness to us as well, but it's the manufacturers don't have the time to do training, tech support, work on projects. So that's what a distributor does. Provides an extra value to the manufacturer and to the contractor, the customer. A lot more is done virtually than ever before. So we can do training and webinars virtually. We can do tech support virtually. We certainly can ship product, to outside the zip code here. So some customers walk in the door and some customers are handled remotely.
And when it comes to shipping, there's a question I always had, right? Because obviously the bigger the product, the more the cost of shipping. So let's say if I'm out of state, it makes more sense for me as a contractor to buy local. Would that be a right observation? Or?
Sure. What's nice about our network is because we are in so many locations, we can handle the East Coast customers, we can handle the Midwest customers, the West Coast customers at closer distribution points. Many big distributors will have regional or national distribution centers where you can efficiently manage, inventory. By us being local, we provide an access point for somebody to walk in and come to us. But there's a lot of ways to keep shipping costs down, region by region around the country. I can show you our training room over here.
Sure thing, yeah. Let's go.
So this is our showroom where customers walk in. They'll come maybe even for some refreshments. They'll work with our inside sales team. And then if we walk back to our training room, I'll show you what an average training room looks like. So every one of our branches will have a training room. We'll have usually a demonstration board where our technical folks can walk our customers through different technologies and really show live, pull it up on their laptop and see what's going on. And then we have training rooms where we might have 15 or 20 contractors come in for a training session. And so every one of our branches has, kind of the training capabilities.
And what are some of these products which are on display here?
So the ones on display here, these are all controllers. This would be the smarts of our product. These are the controllers that are talking to the field devices or the peripheral items, the valves, the actuators, and the other products. We represent a number of different brands from Honeywell to Johnson Controls to Distech to Vicon to Prolon, some of the different brands that we carry that are the kind of the smarts behind building automation systems.
So let's say something like this, right? Where would I fit this in the building? I'm just trying to...
You usually see it in a maintenance room, oftentimes in the basement or the maintenance room. Maybe in the basement, it's really controlling all of the, it might be controlling all the thermostats around the building. So think about your Nest thermostat in a personal home.
Sure.
This is putting a Nest thermostat on steroids. and really operating across multiple buildings in a campus. So if you think about a school district that has multiple buildings around a town, you could have a controller that's operating all of those around that building and around, the town that's
interesting.
operating.
So this can control the different schools in a school district?
Yes, correct.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So there's sometimes they're hardwired, sometimes they're Wi-Fi compatible. Obviously the Wi-Fi compatible is then doing the talking outside of the buildings.
Yeah, I love the display here, actually. It's pretty cool.
Our technicians use this quite a bit when they bring in customers to talk about the different features.
So let's say you want to learn about a software product, and you just do a lunch and learn, bring people in.
Have a vendor maybe sponsor the lunch, and maybe we learn the latest product development. So there's a lot of new product introductions that are constantly happening, and the manufacturers lean on us as distributors to really teach our contractors about new products.
Yeah.
Right now we have some suppliers that are starting to roll out some artificial intelligence type products. That's going to be new in this industry. Building analytics is getting bigger and bigger in this industry too, to really assess the cost savings, to really mine the data that's coming out of the buildings in terms of what's happening. Analytics dashboards are becoming bigger and bigger. There's all kinds of dashboards you can look at, just wondering how much energy you're saving, or what are the trends, or if you make adjustments in your systems and your controllers, how is that having an impact? Our company has built a proprietary software called Periscope, which is a dashboard that many customers use to really kind of see the trends over time in their business.
It's a nice story, Eric. I like it.
Thanks. Each one has its a little bit unique, customization, but we try to share best practices across the business so that the Dallas branch, there's similarities to Houston, to San Antonio, to Austin, but they all have their personalities too.
So do you travel a lot, Eric? To visiting these branches?
I do. I travel quite a bit. Mostly to visit our employees.
Yeah.
In a distributed workforce, distributor, you may have 3 people in this location, 6 over here, 14 over here. How do you connect that 3-person operation to the rest of the company and the vision that we're building, and initiatives or changes we might want to make? And so my getting out into the field, or me conducting town halls and publishing a company newsletter, are ways for me to kind of talk to our employees.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, yeah. One more question I had, right? So typically contractors, right? So these contractors, who do they work with, right? So they work with the building owners, is that how it is?
Yeah, it depends. They're working with the building owners, the maintenance departments, the service departments. Oftentimes the big projects are capital projects. So they're working with the technology group associated with the commercial building. Remember, it's everything from a Taco Bell to we work with SpaceX, and the rocket ship company, to a federal building, to a hospital system. We do a lot of business with K through 12 schools. We're starting to do more and more business with data centers, which is growing. Think about all the places that have to have heating, air conditioning, lighting from a commercial perspective. We also do some gas detection work. So think about parking garages that have to make sure everyone's safe from protecting individuals from gas leaks and so forth.
So let's say I buy an automation product or control automation product, right? How long does it last?
The lifespans, we go into some buildings and some of that product's been there for 25 and 30 years. Some changes out every 8 to 10 years. It really depends on which products.
But let's say if something goes wrong, am I better off replacing it or fixing it?
Again, it depends. The products are not that expensive in total, so most likely there's more probably replacement that happens, than repair. Certainly there are products under warranty and they get replaced out and so forth, but for the most part, replacement.
And do you typically like new projects or maintenance projects?
We like the diversification of retrofit and build spec and service and maintenance. It really provides a little more balance to our business. The bigger projects are the build spec or the retrofits, but the service and maintenance really keeps kind of our connection with the field techs that are coming in the door every day.
So this is just the office space.
Yeah, this is our office space. So we call this our field support office, FSO.
FSO.
We don't call ourselves headquarters or corporate.
Yeah, I saw it.
Everyone here is really, geared to how do we help our field be better in front of our customers.
Field support office.
Field support office. So
So
our
this is
field,
our
our
field-
field are our outside sellers, our inside sellers, our technical team. Our field support office is accounting, marketing, IT, human resources, supply chain. So those are all the functions that we're supporting. And so this is our field support office, which is great because it's nice that we're right next to our branch, so we can walk through those doors over there and interact with our day-to-day business, and kind of give us a reality check to some of the things we're doing in the FSO.
Definitely, yeah. I called it the corporate office, but yeah, it's the FSO, field support office. Yeah, I like it.
And so when we started 5 years ago, we just had this little space here, and there was my office here, and our CFO was here. And as we've grown and gotten bigger, we've punched a hole through the wall, and
Wow.
now we have a few more people in offices.
Let's go through the hole, yeah.
And it's kind of a fun environment here, and the desks all go up and down, and people like the wood and the brick. And this is a kind of a good picture of kind of really our branch network. When we started 5 years ago, I said we were in 3 locations, and now you can see, 25 stars up there in terms of our physical locations.
Thank you for joining our Driven by DC Cap podcast. Your support means a lot to us. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the like button and subscribe. Consider leaving us a review. Thank you for joining us.